Hello guys, so welcome back to Python if a tutorial. So today we are going to be talking about super functions. Super functions. Alright, so what exactly do you need to know about super functions? So a super function is actually a function that gets to call another function. Now a function that cannot call another function is not a super function. It's just more or less like you have your dad gave birth to you. So a super function is more or less like a function that needs, that makes use of smaller functions, right? Now, so in this case, I want us to write a program that asks for our name and our age, right? So let's just go ahead to have df ask name. So return name is equals to str input what is your name, right? Now the reason why I have this way, okay, then return name. Now the reason why I have this way is because I want this function to ask my name. It doesn't need any arguments. It doesn't need anything in order to ask my name. So just ask for my name. So when I call this function, it will ask me what is your name. So once it asks me what is my name, it converts whatever I enter as a string and then saves it into a variable called name, and then returns that variable name to whatever I called it, right? So now let's provide another function called ask age, right? So age is str input what is your age. So now return age. So the same thing that asks name does is the same thing that asks age does. Asks age basically asks for your age, and then whatever you enter is going to convert it into a string and then save it into a variable called age, and then any function that is calling asks age is going to get age in return. All right, so let us have a function that gets detail, right? It doesn't really need anything to get my details. So because they don't need anything, that's the reason why the arguments are kind of blank. All right, so get details. All right, so in this case, let us have a dictionary local dict. Now I want to believe you guys have not forgotten what we mean by local and global variables. So local dictionary, so this dictionary is local to this function. This dictionary is local to this function. That is another function. Ask name cannot make use of it, ask age cannot make use of it. All right, so now even get details cannot make use of age or name. These are global, these are local variables. This is also a local variable. It's because get detail needs these two. That's the reason why we are using the return, because we know get detail cannot make use of name or age. That is, we cannot say what is name, we cannot say what is age. So that's the reason why we are using the return, so that because we can't make use of what you have inside, but we can make use of whatever you produce for us. Okay, so get the local, so local dict is going to be your name, which is name, right, of the person, is ask name. So now what happens here is we have a dictionary called local dict. So what we want to do is we want to append the person's name and the person's age to a dictionary, such that you have something like this. Name is Fumi, right, and then age is 34, right? We want to have something like this. So that's the reason why we're going to have the name, which is name. Then what's going to be the value? The value is going to be ask name. That is whatever you input. So the same thing is going to do for the age, right? So ask age, ask age, ask name. Right, so this function, all the function does is ask for your name and ask for your age. All right, so let it return local date. Right, so now one thing I want you guys to know is get detail is actually a super function because it makes use of ask name and ask age. So it's a super function. All right, so now this function can only ask for one person's name and for one person's details, right? But what if we want to have multiple people? We want to have multiple people's information saved somewhere. Do you understand? So we might just need something like def. Okay, let's just go ahead and run this. Get detail. Okay. My details. Okay, so let's just assume my details is an empty dictionary because get details is going to be returning a dictionary called local date. So let's just assume it to be my details. And then let us print my details dot keys, and then let us print my details dot values. So after getting the names, print the details, the keys, and the values. So when we run this program F5, go to how you do it. It says, what is your name? So I'll say my name is blah blah blah. What's your age? I'm 34. So it says your name, that is the keys are the name and the age, then the values is LE and then 34. Okay, what if I want to have, so this name is this person, this age is this person, right? What if I just want to have more people, more information of people, so let's go back to our editor and then let's have some little fun. Okay, so let's have what we call get more details, right? So in this case we're going to have another function called more details is actually a dictionary, and then more details, let's just say we want to ask for 4 people's details, right? We want to ask for 4 people's details. So let us have a for loop for I in range 4, right? So this program is going to run for 4 times. So we want you to ask for 4 different people's details and then save them into a function, into a dictionary called more details. So you have so we want to save those people's details by their name. Don't forget, get details as just the name. It's going to return the name and the age. So we're going to say more details into brackets. So inside this bracket, more details is going to take in the key, which is the name from local date. So we're going to say for I in more date, current details is get detail, right? So whenever you run this program, it's going to keep asking for your details, and then whatever detail you provide, which is the name and the age, it's going to save it as a dictionary into what we call current details. So you can see, so since current details is going to be something like this, the name and then the age, so we can just say current details, we want the name. So we can say current details, then their name, right? So let's just close this. So because we want to save every new person, the 4 people want to save their details by their name, so that when we need this person's detail, we can check the person's detail by the name. And then so you can have the current details saved based on that name, and then we can have return nothing, right? So this is going to run for 4 times, ask for your name, and then it keeps gonna keep asking for your name. Okay, so how do we want to know if it's done returning the name? So okay, we already have this. So it's going to return more details. So in this case, instead of us calling get details, we're going to be calling get more details. So get details, get more details. All right, so let's run this program. Save this guy, run this program. All right, so idle. So it asks for my name. My name is blah blah blah. What's your age? I'm 45. My name is blah blah blah. What's your name? I'm 12. My name is, what's your name? I'm 34. What's blah blah blah. What's your name? I'm 56. So it says we have Elwi, Elwia, Welpierre, blah 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 blah. So for Elwi's detail is this. For Elwia, there's the details. For Welpierre, there's the details. For Welpie, there's the details. So it keeps track of every detail. Do you understand? So before we close this program, let's just add something more interesting. So let's just have get fetch detail, fetch detail. All right, so now fetch detail. In order to fetch some of this detail, you need the name of the person you want to fetch. So let's just assume an input. It has to take in an argument called the name. So it's going to check where do you want to fetch the details from. The details has to be fetched from somewhere, so it has to be fetched from get more details, right? So let me just call get more details here. So base, or I can basically say more details should be global instead of local to that variable, right? So I can say more details is a global variable, so just put it outside here, more details, right? So I can just say after running this program, get more details, I can just say for I comma j in more details in zip more details dot keys more details dot values. All right, so I just want to look through all the details you've gotten of people. So I just want to fetch. So if I is actually equals to this person's name in my dictionary, I want you to start from the beginning of every information in the dictionary. If the key is equals to the name I'm looking for, I want you to return that person's details. So I'll just say print more details I, or more details name, depending. It's still gonna be the same thing. So else pass. So now after fetching, once we are done with this program, I want to fetch so in my program I want to fetch the details of Tolu. So which means that in my data set, in my program, I have to provide the details of Tolu. If not, it's not going to do anything. Or let's just say print details not found. So if Tolu is not found in my details, just tell me Tolu is not found in my details. All right, so let's go ahead and run this program. So it says what's my name, I am idle. So it says what's my name, I am this, what's my age, I'm 34, I'm 12, I am 67. I don't know why I keep typing nonsense, just trying to while over time. Oh, fetch detail is not defined. Fetch I wrote fetch instead of fetch. So let's go back to our editor and correct that. So this is fetch details, fetch Tolu. Alright, so let's run it again. F5. So my name is LP. I'm 34. My name is Tolu. I'm 23. My name is Quark. I'm 56. My name is ESQ. I'm 36. So it says it prints. After running all the program finish, I asked it should fetch Tolu, right? So it says details not found. But now let's check. Oh, it has to fetch details not found. So the question is, we have Tolu here, right? So let's go back to editor. So what's the problem? Our Ados says bit keys blah blah blah. Okay, name Tolu, age, but now it's actually fetched Tolu's detail, but why is it telling us not found? So let's go back and check. More details.keys, more details.keys, and then it checks if what you're looking for is actually equals to name, then print this else. Okay, print. Okay, yeah, so print then break. Now this is what actually our program did. It actually kept running for all the people it has printed for. So in order to prevent that, once you found the details that we need, just break. But if it is not found, just so it's going to check for each of this person. So what we actually have here is actually it actually worked the way we wanted it to work, in the sense that it checked because LP was the first person. It said, because LP wasn't the same thing as Tolu, it printed details not found. Then the next was Tolu. So because Tolu was actually Tolu, it printed Tolu's details. Now it now went ahead to do Quark. Now since Quark wasn't Tolu, it said details not found. And then ELSIC wasn't Tolu, so it says details not found. So the program worked fine, but you know, this was actually a bit wrong. So if you run this program the second time, you shouldn't have details not found again. You should just have details not found once, and then you have this details found. Or better still, you could just, you know, go back to your editor and then say, instead of just printing out this, just print details found. Details found. So you can just go ahead and not do anything here, so that you won't confuse yourself. And then this guy, we can just go ahead and comment this guy out, and then comment this guy out. So now let's just run this program again and then, you know, call it a day. So yeah, so you're passing the first person, or Welsh. Okay, Welsh. 23. I'm Elwie. 45. I am blah blah blah. 56. Now because Tolu wasn't there, so it's not going to do anything. But let's try and run the program again and make sure we have Tolu in our program. Alright, so let's just say Airways, 12, and let's have Tolu 34, blah blah blah, 23, blah blah blah, 45. So details found, because Tolu was there, because Tolu is present in this program, then that's why it's returning details found. Alright, so I want to believe you guys have learned a lot. So in our next video, we should be diving into something much more interesting than this. Bye, have a nice day.